You know, I'm an Igbo boy. So Gidigbo is our birthright. Very wonderful female fights.
Yes. What do you think about this COVID? Juliana Pena and Kela Harrison.
I think that would be more entertaining than the main event.
Why?
Maybe if I'm there for like 2 weeks, a month, I'll start calling my coach. I need to come back. I've not sparred. I've not touched somebody since I need to fight.
You need not touch somebody.
Sometimes you don't wait on what is being taught in the gym. In the fight was against Israel Manu. The first attack on that fight, he gave me a straight 1-2 that I know that would have knocked many people out. I was like, wow, is that serious?
Welcome to the Casual Experience.
Hello casuals, you're welcome to the Casual Experience Show, a show for MMA enthusiasts where we give you daily MMA updates and news. And on this episode, I'm here with one of my favorite fighter, a professional fighter, undefeated professional fighter, going by the name of Venatius Vuga Iyinalogu. You're welcome, bro.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome to the Casual Experience.
I appreciate I've been wishing to come here. I know you have sent invitation several times, but due to interstate, it's not something I can come at any time. But I'm very, very happy to be here. The hospitality and everything, I'm very, very proud of what you people are doing.
Thank
this
you.
One of a kind in Nigeria. We don't have a podcast like this before.
And we the pleasure is ours. We've been clamoring. The reason why we've been clamoring for you is, aside from your fighting skills, which is one of my favorites, having watching fights from the AKO Fight 5 where I've seen your fight, I noticed that you are ingrained in the knowledge of MMA. You are a professional fighter and you are a student at the same time. Like before the show, we've been talking about UFC, talking about AKO, talking about promotions, and it's just been a great delight.
There is difference from being just a fighter and a combat lover. Actually, what got me to this stage, I wasn't planning to be a fighter. I was someone that growing up, I know I have physical strength. I'm very, very strong. You can't bully me around. So at a point, I got to start watching UFC, boxing. Then I started MMA, training MMA, I think around 27, to be 3 or 4 years now. But what take me so far is determination, discipline. So at first, when I moved to Port Harcourt, I stay in Owerri. So there's no place to train in Owerri. The first time I went to the stadium, I wasn't impressed with what I was seeing there. I saw a few guys sparring, but I know this is not what I was looking for.
Was it MMA or boxing you were searching for at that time?
I was searching for any combat. I was just looking for combat.
Why? You wanted to just channel that energy somewhere?
I just wanted to channel that energy somewhere. So then I would be in my room, I would record myself, I'll be shadow boxing, I'll send to my friends, I'll tell them, say, see, one day I'll be a fighter. I love this. And they'll be like, at your age? I'll be like, don't worry, when it happens, you'll know. I got some of them that do call me these days, chat me, send me back my videos then that, wow, so you actually... At the end, I achieved this. So when I moved to Port Harcourt, I searched for a gym. I saw Mania Jack Combat and Fitness Gym, but it's very, very far from where I am. Then I don't have means. I wasn't motorable. The first day I bought my car, the next day I started training. Because the next day, that was the only thing that was holding me, because it was stressful for me to every day jump boats around 4,000-5,000 going and coming back. It's very far from where I am. So once the first day I bought my first car, the next day I was calling gyms. I was going online checking for gyms. I saw Mania Jack Combat and Fitness Gym. I called the first day, he didn't answer. I called the second day, he didn't answer. You know, one of my boys preparing for fights this June 13.
What's his name?
Fabian, guy that used to work out with me. If you can remember. So as we were training some days back, so my coach was trying to motivate others. So he was now using me, Fabian, as an example to them. He now made a reference to the first time I called him. When I called him, I was like, what kind of businessman are you? I've been calling you for 2 days. You don't want to pick your call. Are you not doing business? So that arrogance and everything there, him being the discipline and all this. So what he said, like, he was like, who is this guy that just called me? I was talking anyhow. Anyway, let's see now. So when I came, he saw the determination and everything. And the difference there is that I went into MMA and combat. Some of these guys are coming into MMA looking for bread.
Yeah.
You understand? But I came looking for fun. It's two different things.
Yeah. What was your inspiration behind it? Like out of all sports, yeah, you have the strength, you have the energy. But
it's not my favorite sport, so
really.
I mean, football has been my favorite. I play ball very well. I'm a very good baller. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the fact that I know myself, I know how strong I am. I know I've faced adversity, both people bigger and me and all those, and trying to bully me around. I'd always come up on top. So I know it's something I can do.
Yeah.
The only thing I need to is get the training,
Refine
get
it.
the tactics. And another thing, I think the intellect is very, very important, because if you come to my gym, my coach will always tell you, in as much as I fight, I try to read between fights. IQ is very, very important.
Yeah.
You can't just go to throw. Okay, just like in my last bout with Bua, I wasn't planning to grapple. Understand? So, but one of the things that do shock my opponents is that I don't know, maybe I don't look that strong, but when you grab me, you feel something different. I think he grabbed me, I think he's a brown belt jiu-jitsu guy or something.
Yeah.
So he wanted to throw me around, and he felt that it's not something he can do easily. I was like, okay, since you want to grapple, let's grapple.
Yeah.
Understand? So that's how I grappled, because I don't think people knew I can grapple.
And that was an anticlimax fight, though.
So
because I was like, well, the first round, I think I was telling Fapas or our production head, and I was saying, Vuga is going to dominate this guy, and the no shots just came.
In as much as you're saying that was the only fight that both my family, my friends were worried about. Everybody will come. Yes, they will come and look like, this guy you're going to fight look huge and scary.
Yeah.
How are you going to do it?
Yeah.
My mom will always call and tell me, can you stop fighting? He will call she will call her siblings and be crying, like, if they can advise me to stop fighting and all that stuff. So, like, I was not worried. Like, among my fights in AKO, that was the one that I was least worried.
Really?
Yes, against Bua.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Is it that you were not fearful?
I was not scared.
Yeah. But you had that same thing that...
If you want to fight, nobody that wants to fight that won't have phobia.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy when they lock you and someone inside the cage and you have to defend your life. It's just not about fighting. The guy can kick your neck and you go from there. You just have to defend yourself and be looking forward to get that guy out of there before he gets you out.
Yeah.
Because minus losing, you can get a life-threatening injury.
True. Yeah.
Which is not what you want.
You've seen it with the top UFC fighters and
that's not what you want. You want to go in there and come out clean. You want to go in there and come out a fine boy. You don't like getting your face cut, getting your joints dislocated, or getting fractures and all that. So I was not scared, but I think the guy is huge though. The only time I felt like phobia was when we got into the cage. They locked the cage to now down to you that this is the game.
It felt like he was even bigger than you.
Of course, he's bigger than me.
Wow. Yeah.
He's bigger than me. Because me, actually, my walk around weight is around 95, 94 at most.
That's 90. A natural weight.
That's my
so you don't cut more.
I don't cut at all.
Oh.
I don't cut. The only thing I do is if I'm fighting Saturday, and today is Thursday, I will limit my food intake and water intake. But I'll be eating. That I just need to cut 3 kg or 2 kg. I just need to skip, jog, and do just workouts.
Yeah. So you lose calories easily?
Yeah, not that easily, but 2 kg, 3 kg is not something hard for me to do. So I feel like if I want to fight, I want to cut weight like others want to do, I'll be fighting the middleweight.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. That like when you start getting to the upper echelon of fighting,
Yes.
what would you have to do? You have to make some adjustments,
That's
obviously.
advice I've been getting from people that train with me and my managers too.
Yeah.
That I need to drop weight, that I will be more effective in a lower weight class.
Yeah. But for you, what's your favorite part of competing in MMA?
My favorite part, I love to strike.
But I will not see you. We've not seen you striking except from AKO 5 where you finished.
Yes, because AKO 5 was just the only bout I came into 100% fit.
Yeah.
The fight with the Burkina Faso guy, I had an injury. The one with Bua, if not for my coach Mania Jack, I would not fight.
Okay.
A week before the bout, we were training, doing some jump jack, and all of a sudden, my back ached. I can't bend. Like, not when I said I can't bend, not like I'm exaggerating.
Like locked up.
It was locked up. I can't bend, like try to bend. If I want to sit, someone have to help me.
Yeah. But that seems to be like an injury wrestlers have.
I don't know how it come about.
From spamming takedowns.
It's not from. We were doing jumping. I think I landed and I felt pain.
Yeah.
Then I still try to train. Then I start telling my coach, I can't do this. Definitely, he will like force you, do it. So when he sees that it's serious, then he started giving me attention. I went for massage sections. I took drugs. 5 days to go. I was telling my people that I will not fight. That Bua is not someone I want to fight injured. My coach said it will stop. That he don't want me to pull out. That pulling out at this late time will anger AKO.
Yeah.
I was thinking, then how do you want me to go about it? I can't stand to just go and get beat up. So along the line, 3 days, even at that day, I can't do everything. That day, I can't just do everything. But like 2 days to go, the pain stops that I can easily turn down and all those things. So then I tried to spar, and I felt that I can strike, and I can hold my own a little. I was never fit against Bua. Then that Burkina Faso guy too, I wasn't fit.
So how do you prepare for a fight, and what's your training routine like? Is it designated towards your opponent, or there's a particular certain routine that you follow? And
every fight has different approach.
Yeah.
When you're fighting a wrestler, the approach is different. When you're fighting a striker, the approach is different. But you still have to be wise looking at those approach.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, let's talk about Chex and Emeka.
Yeah.
You know, Chex everybody felt Chex was a better grappler than Emeka.
Yeah.
So I think Emeka went behind the scene practicing how to grapple.
I think they've even fought before.
Yes, during AKO in-house stuff or something like that. I don't know if they fought or they nearly fought. I can't tell. So I think Emeka went behind the scene grappling. Then Chex went behind the scene polishing his striking to match Emeka
striking.
Then coming to the fight, Emeka now
grappled.
Impose grappling on him. So in as much as you're preparing for someone, you still have to be top notch in all angle. But when you're preparing for a wrestler, the approach is different from when you are preparing for a striker. And you're preparing for someone, an aggressive fighter, is different from someone that doesn't pick the pace, that manage distance. So that's where the IQ comes in. You fight, you text the fighters, see their reaction, see how they implement their own tactics.
Your sparring partners too?
No, I'm talking about in the IQ in the cage.
Okay.
So when you're prepared, if you come in, you might prepare for someone and come in and the person will give you a total different ball game. So it's your IQ now that will save you. Let me not use the word save. It's your IQ that will make you turn things around. Because if you get confused there and the opponent is not, he will impose his will on you. And that's when you start losing. You don't let your opponent impose his will on you.
For someone like you, a professional fighter like you, that I've noticed even from seeing you fight from at close range. Just as I said, aside from you being a professional fighter, you are like a student. Like you are knowledgeable in the act of seeing fights, knowing what you're seeing. I mean, different aspects of fight. Now, how do you shape your fighting skill to a particular opponent, or how do you go about it?
Shaping your fight plan.
What would you say your fighting skill, like your major go-to is?
My fighting skill is MMA. If you watch everywhere,
you said you like striking, but most of your fights I've seen, you've grappled dominantly.
You know, I'm an Igbo boy, so Gidibo is our birthright. Like, so when I came back from Bua fights, some of my teammates will be like, "Where do you learn grappling? We don't see you grapple much here." I was like, I can wrestle the much I can now. I'm not a wrestler like them going around shouting I'm a wrestler, I'm a wrestler. But if you feel like you can take me down,
try
or
it.
if you want to grapple, you can try.
And most opponents will want to, because you're lanky, and they will feel that they can just go under you and just grab at your legs or something.
The Burkina Faso guy, I think he had me on air 2 times, but he couldn't land me on the ground. It's not like I'm trying to say
your takedown defense.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say my takedown defense is top notch, but I think, how do I put it? That's where the IQ come again. So how you react to actions, because I think when he took me up, he didn't know that I will hook my leg under and then still press. But with that, he cannot slam me. Understand? With that, he cannot slam me. He did it the first time. He did it the second time. My coach was like, after the fight, was like, wow. I was very, very happy when he lifted. I know if he slammed you, you will lose a lot of energy. And what you did surprised me, because we never teach you this. We never taught you this. So, but sometimes you don't wait on what is being taught in the gym. Like my coach. If I open my Instagram with my coach, I streak him every day. I follow many combat coaches. I follow many trainers. So whenever I see something that I think is amazing, I streak him. Not just for him to see, but for me to be able to go back to it. I don't know if you understand. Yes, to learn it. So if I didn't send it to him, I must start looking for it. But that particular one that impressed me, I will send it to him, so that anytime I go open my page with him, I'll see them and
then you guys polish it in the gym.
You can still polish it.
Yes, I want to ask, well, from what we see, casuals here, we know that there is a timeline for fighters. Their fighting career, when it's to begin, when their peak, and when they start going down. And for you, you're 33 years old, right?
No,
you
31
years old.
AKO made mistake.
Topology also says 33.
I called Sally to change it, because what I have in my passport is not what they have there. So if you check with Bua, they wrote 31, not 33 on my distance.
So now, what's your plan on how your career trajectory wants to go? You fought once this year. You fought early this year. Do you have any fights lined up so far, or?
I'm supposed to fight this June, but I couldn't because of, I told you I have an injury I'm nursing. So they are looking at August. So I still can't say. Because in as much as people will say they want to fight, nobody goes into a fight 100%. I think I've done that like 2 times, and I want my next fight, I want to like display what I can do, because my last 2 fights I've been holding back on many things. You understand? I just fight to survive. Because it doesn't sound nice that every time the company calls you, you said you're injured. You understand? And I think combat sports in Nigeria need really to help athletes when it comes to medical, should I say, subsidize our medical treatment.
Is that the promotion or the government?
The promotion, the government, however they can get it done. I think if they can work hands in hands, I don't know. But both promotion has their part to play. I think the government have their part to play too.
Yeah.
From my own view.
Yeah.
Understand?
So for you, what's the plan? What's your MMA career plan?
My MMA career. I told you, like, at first when I started training, I wasn't training to be a pro. Just as I'm training along, I think at a point I started matching people that already have 5-6 years experience.
Yeah.
Getting better, inspiring when I sparred them, and my coach was be like, "You need to fight.
Yeah.
You need a fight."
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of the stubborn type, but cool.
Because we see other fighters fighting in other promotions, like Shakes right now is fighting
I'm
in
free to
ESCC.
fight in any promotion.
Good, that's what I want to say.
I'm supposed to fight in UAE Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to fight in UAE Warriors.
That's
I think
the
around
promotion
February in Dubai
Yeah.
or something. Around February. I think my manager then was presenting Khabib's cousin to me. I think the guy was 8-1 or 9-1 then.
Yeah.
Then this thing was 3-0. He said no.
Who said no?
Khabib's team.
Because of your record?
Yes, they say if it would have been 4-5, they would have taken the fight. So I said, don't worry, I will get them a couple more wins.
Yeah.
So
For a fighter of your skill level, which is amazing, and the knowledge that you have, personally, I want to see you fight more, and I wish
I
you
want
could
to.
fight
I
more.
want to fight more.
Yeah.
Me personally, I want to fight more.
Yeah.
But still,
Their fights are Jeb fought in Eric Faith a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I know.
Shakes, I like,
Shakes is fighting.
and I'm sure
I would
everyone
like
notices.
to fight in Eric Faith too. I would like to fight one day in Eric Faith.
Yeah.
But, I have bigger plans than Eric Faith.
Yes, obviously.
I'm looking at PFL Africa. I'm looking at the
Yes.
my manager have something working towards there. but
PFL Africa, the card isn't set. Isn't fully set yet.
Isn't fully set, but even they can't have everybody in one card.
Yeah.
So the first card will go, the second one will go.
Yeah.
You can know how many fighters will be in a card now.
Yeah.
They can't come to Africa and have only, let me say, if they're having 10 fights, 20 fighters. No.
Yeah. But you're
So
fighting this year.
this year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that I'm looking at fighting August.
Good.
If I get better,
Yeah.
I'll fight August.
So what?
Me, I'm the type that if you come to my gym, let me not show this bad side of me. When I come to the gym, if you come to the gym and say do whatever you want, I will spar morning, evening, night, every day. I would like to spar. I would not like to do another thing. I like to fight, whether it's very serious sparring, minor sparring, however you want to go. But still, if I'm training with my teammates, I know when to not go
you
hard.
go easy,
and
yeah.
all that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
fighting is something I enjoy.
Yeah. So who is your, like, I'm sure you watch a lot of fight, as we said, and it's something who is your favorite MMA fighter or your inspiration?
You have to rephrase it to favorite MMA fighters, not fighters.
Fighters. So you have a whole ton of it. You turn them out. Let's
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love John Jones for what he's done for the sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think if I should pick a mentor, I think I will still go with Anderson Silva, right?
The Spider.
The Spider, definitely. Israel Adesanya is up there.
Yeah.
I like the power of Ngannou.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman is there, being a very strong champion.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. But it doesn't have his flavor.
Yeah.
His game, how entertaining it is, his head movements, killer instincts and all that, I think is very top notch. It's something I always want to emulate. I think he's one of the people that even made me feel like you can try having fun in this way.
Yeah.
Because he has fun when he's fighting.
Yes, he does.
So-
It's just like good. That's good when you talk about fun, because we are going to be talking. We're going to be talking about the UFC 316 that is coming up, and one fighter that loves having fun in the ring is Merab. So
The cardio machine.
The cardio machine. But at the same time,
If I have half Merab's cardio, Jesus. I don't know if that guy is human.
in fact,
How does he do that?
I think he uses his cardio as a weapon. That is the fighter that uses it as a weapon.
His cardio is a weapon already. Is a very big weapon for him, because he will fight you from round 1 to round 5 with the same pace.
Yeah.
And you cannot match it.
You know,
If you watch him and
O'Malley.
no,
Umar
Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to cut my tongue. All those Russian fighters and the go of
Nurmagomedov.
If you watch, I think Umar won first round and second round.
I agree with you on that too. We're arguing that.
Third round was one of the reasons why Merab won that fight was his pressure in fourth and fifth round and with his showbooting.
Yeah.
Because that showbooting now made him look dominant.
Yes, to the judges and the crowd. Yes.
And the crowd.
Yes.
So he was looking very dominating.
But he broke JSP's takedown record in that fight against the wrestler. you know better as a professional.
Yes, I know. Umar is a very good wrestler.
Yes.
But when you're fighting Merab, you have to be that's why if he can take Umar down that much.
Yes.
Do you remember
much.
he hit out just Aldo with 20 something takedown and never secured one in a fight? Can you remember that?
Who Merab?
Yes. His fight with Aldo, I think he won
Jose Aldo, yes.
He won Aldo, but he never.
But Jose has always been someone that has always been difficult to take down. You hardly take him down.
He's not a strike. He's not a wrestler now. But see, as he took Umar down, but he could not do that to.
Yes.
Juice.
And now talking about that, you fighters always enter this thing that they call flow states. It's only you that can explain that kind of what that flow state means. For me, from as a casual watching it from outside, I feel it's just you get to that point in fight where everything is just zoned out.
Let me give you an example of flow state or something I would feel like. Do you remember Israel Adesanya interim championship versus Kevin
Gastelum?
After the fourth round, Israel Adesanya was standing. I was looking at him and say,
I'm ready to die.
At that point, I think he's not thinking about leaving
anything.
Again. He knows what he will gain after that fight.
Yes.
So maybe he felt like, if this is what is going to cost my life to get here,
yes,
that's it. And when you are in that state,
yes,
sometimes you don't feel pain.
Yes.
Now, unless it's something that will black you out.
Yes.
If you get to that state,
you don't feel anything.
Sometimes you don't feel anything. Unless you get blacked out or something like
that. Have you had any of your fights where you feel like you got to that point?
I've not really getting to that point.
Yeah.
I think I have not. But one of the points that I've witnessed in a fight was against Israel Manu.
Yeah.
The first attack on that fight, he gave me a straight 1-2 that I know that would have knocked many people out.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, is that serious?
Yeah.
This is how it happened. all this happening in a second. All this thought and everything.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was still like trying to strike. Next night, boom, boom. I was like, wow.
But for Merab, I feel his own flow state is when he start having fun. See the way he carried Henry Cejudo with his tongue out. See the way he started kissing Sean O'Malley's back. See the way he ragdolled Umar. I
think that is making when he's having fun, he's feeling like he's dominating, and when you're feeling like you're dominating, you can do a lot of things. The phobia is not there again. And then I think when you're in that state, you see more openings because when you are not having fun, you be precise, you be calculating, you be picking your points, but when you're having fun, you do anything that comes to your imagination.
What do you see happening in the fight between him and Sugar, this rematch?
I think it's to be the same outcome.
Yeah.
First, cardio, very big weapon.
But Sean has said he's made adjustments. He said he stopped smoking. He said he stopped watching social media. And
other people that Merab have been fighting, all of them are they smoking?
No.
Okay.
But in his training camp right now, you see him reenacting the fights surrounding.
I watched.
See him grappling, and now we can't just take everything off Sean.
No,
he has that striking ability and that KO ability.
Yes, he have that ability. And that's why I was discussing with my guy here earlier before now. I was telling him that if Sean will be able to stalk this guy's takedown like Aldo did, Sean will come out on top.
Yeah.
But
do you see a scenario where that happens?
The chance is low. But there is chance for every fighter stepping into the cage to win.
Yeah.
As far as you have 2 hands, 2 legs, you have a chance to win.
Yeah.
But it's how big is your chance? The possibility is what matters.
If you were O'Malley's coach right now, what would you be telling him, or what advice? What do you think he can change to change the whole situation? Because the UFC booked it, even though it's not what we want or we feel that Sean deserved. He's been out for over 1 year.
The felt is
there's still a chance.
The felt is than white privilege. That's why he's fighting again.
Yeah.
So that's what people are feeling.
Now, if you're his coach, what do you think he does differently?
If I'm his coach, I think things I would need him to do differently is, first of all, his mindset.
Yeah.
And second, you have to believe that you can actually get this done.
Yeah.
That's the first two things you need to do, because going into a fight with doubts is just like being 1-0 down.
Yeah.
So first, your mindset, you have to structure your mindset. I can do this. Believe first.
Yeah.
You can do it. Then he needs to work on his loopholes, which is takedown defense. If he gets these three things, Merab is not a fantastic striker.
Yeah, and he's beatable, as we've seen.
We've seen him get rocked many times.
Yes.
So it's not that they can't touch him. So he's touchable.
Yeah, but now he's already in the GOAT conversation in bantamweight.
He's among the GOATs in bantamweight. It's not that he's in the you can't take him out there.
Yeah.
How many fights?
See the people he's beating.
That's what I'm saying. Not just about people he's beating. How many fights win streak? Is it not 13 or 14?
Yes, 14 right now.
To have in UFC world this thing, 13 fights, 13 good times unbeaten.
Yes.
No, now.
Even the caliber of fighters is big.
That's what I'm saying. So he's there already. It's not that he's trying to put him.
Like he breaks his opponent to a point with the cardio.
His cardio is his highest weapon.
Yes, and thank God you'll be watching. You'll be with us when we're watching, having our watch party, and then you can always give us your perspective of what you are seeing in real life time as an MMA fighter watching the fight along with us. Because when we are gisting and we're watching fights, we in the way waiting who they see as casuals, they different from what you'll be seeing. Do you fancy female fights?
I fancy all fights. There have been very wonderful female fights.
Yes. What do you think about this COVID? Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison.
I think that would be more entertaining than the main event.
Why did you say that? Why do you say that?
Because Pena is not an easy. Not a walk away.
She's a dog.
And I think the odd makers are.
Bro, have you seen? I saw the margin.
I saw the margin. Pena is durable.
Yes,
but I still think Harrison wins.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes, I still think Harrison wins. Harrison is a judo gold medalist at
three
Olympic.
Times. Three times, 2 times.
Did you see the clip of Harrison and Pereira wrestling?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Where they were,
okay. If she can handle Pereira like that.
But in her last fight, she gassed out.
She gassed out.
Yes, and that thing between both of them is. Personally, this is where we differ in our picks of the fight. The co-main especially. Pena tries better when there is hatred and enmity. Do you know there's bad blood right now?
Yes, the bad blood is still coming from Pena and Nunes, because Harrison is Nunes' friend.
Yeah.
And Pena is Nunes' enemy.
Yeah.
I think that's where the bad blood is coming from.
Yes. And for all Kayla's reputation, Pena is saying, I'm a better and more experienced MMA fighter than her. Don't you think that counts?
When you talk about experience and other, experience counts, but still know that experience is still mileage.
Yeah, experience is mileage. How do you mean?
That you have 20 fights, you have experience. Your body is not the same too, Yes, now.
But the fighting sequence and the way they fight, actually, Kevin Holland has plenty fights.
Let me come inside. You see how the last fights.
Yeah.
He retired after the fight.
Yes.
The guy he fought is just like he's just starting, but they're at the same age. The guys have just few fights.
Yes.
But the guy is still ready to go more years. But Aljo is already feeling that I can't do this anymore. My body is weak already because of the mileage. But they're at the same age.
True. He even found it. Even the court is more difficult.
That's what I'm saying. So the mileage matters too. In as much like there was this time they were in a conversation saying Max Holloway has the highest significant strike in MMA.
Yes.
And someone told him that go check too. He's among
absorbed.
He's most absorbed too.
Strike.
So you can't just say about giving. You're still taking too, so you're taking damage.
Yeah.
You understand?
And that counts.
It counts. If you get knocked out once, that phobia of getting knocked out again, or getting cracked at that same place, is different from when you have not been cracked.
So what you're saying in essence is a fighter that fights once or twice every year is going to have more longevity than someone that fights almost every 2 months.
Someone that fights every 2 months, definitely. Who fights 2 times or 3 times a year, we always have. If you watch Pereira, this third round was talking about Pereira and Dan Kalev some days back, and I think he said for Pereira to win Ankalev, he need to take time off. That he had 4 fights, I think, in 7 months or thereabouts, or 8 months.
Title defenses, title fights,
5-round fights. That he needs some time off. Understand? So sometimes this is human body. If you try to overwork it, it will still fail you. You understand? So if you keep having fights, entering into camp, bruises, it will break down one time.
So
sometimes if you enter the cage now, you want to perform, you will not be willing to perform to your ability because of some subconscious pains and injury that maybe you wanted to throw an elbow, but you know that you have not been using your elbow because of injury was there, but there was a chance for you to use it.
So for these fights, Merab, Sean, who are you picking?
I'll pick Merab if I'm to bet on both, but as a fight fan, I will choose Sean to win. But if I have to go with my money, I'll choose Merab.
Guys, tell us what you think about who wins in between Merab and Sean. How about Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison?
I thought that fight would be more interesting than the main event.
I agree with you.
I'll still give it to Harrison. I will give Harrison. In both ways, I'm not a fan of Pena anyway.
I feel there will be an upset in that match.
Upset?
Yes. And I feel...
if there is an upset, it's a better trajectory for UFC because they'll be looking for Nunes Pena 3.
It's a better fight than Kayla Nunes.
None of them is a better fight. Kayla Nunes is still a big fight. In the sense, but I don't know the spirit Kayla and Nunes will be fighting each other with because they are friends and teammates. But if Pena wins, the bad blood is already there. I think they fought 2 times, Abi. Nunes and Pena.
They fought twice.
They fought
three times. No, it's 3 times. No, twice.
Times,
Amanda, she
Pena won.
Then
Amanda.
Rematch.
If Pena wins, Nunes is coming back to beat her again. And I know Nunes will beat her again.
Nunes has been out for months. She's been taking care of family and all.
Sometimes
she comes back that way?
She's been training. So sometimes people say this person is out, this person is out. He's out, but he's training as much. He's not. The person is not competing professionally. He goes to the gym every day. He or she spars, put in the work because some of them is not doing it because they have a fight. They're doing it because it's something they love. It's their daily activities. It's their lifestyle. Understand? Like someone like me now, I have a lot of things I do. But I see MMA like training. I see it as lifestyle now. Sometimes, if I leave Port Harcourt and go to Anambra, I don't have to train because I don't have a gym there. Maybe if I'm there for like 2 weeks a month, I'll start calling my coach. Or I need to come back. I've not sparred. I've not touched somebody since I need to fight.
You need not touch somebody.
So now it's now looking like lifestyle, like something you're getting some kind of addiction to. So that's just it.
When you have something troubling you, or you have not, would I say, an held up anger or frustration, are you the kind of fighter that lets it out in the sparring, during sparring section and
No, I don't let out my frustration during sparring section, but I think what I do is when I have lives turning me around, my favorite time during those periods is going to the gym. Because if I step into the gym and start training, I will put every other thing behind and face the moment. So within that 1 hour, 2 hours, I know my head will be free. And Nigeria and problems. Just like the only time that failed me was this my last fight. I lost a very good friend of mine.
Oh wow!
My best friend. I think I said it there too.
Yes. Your post speech
by his name Obelengwa Nido. May he rest in peace.
Condolences.
Someone I still miss to today. Then I will come to the gym. I will cry. It was not easy for me preparing for that fight. Then plus my injury, and I didn't believe I would fight this last fight. If not for my coach. I've called them AKO like to tell them that I'm not going to fight. My coach was like, I should not till it's 2 days or 3 days, and I was like, if it's 2 days or 3 days, that would be more hurtful to them. You can tell them now, but he said, don't worry. That if talk to God, God said I will be better. I will fight. Okay.
And talking about injuries, someone that is fighting on this card that seems to be held back by a lot of injuries too is Kevin Gastelum. Since his memorable fight against Israel, it's just been up and down for him. Now he's fighting in 185 now against Joey Pfeiffer. They were supposed to fight
is he back to 185?
He's gone back. He couldn't make that 170. That 170 seems to be torturous to him.
Okay, and is the last fight they missed? Is he still Pfeiffer still?
It was Pfeiffer. They were supposed to fight in Mexico and they got sick.
So Pfeiffer now is moving from 170 to 180.
185, yeah. And what do you figure that fight would be like?
Pfeiffer will beat Gastelum.
Just like that. How about the experience and the whole...
Everybody has their time.
Yeah.
I think it's Pfeiffer's time now.
Yeah.
Gastelum is durable, but how old is he?
Gastelum is 33. Pfeiffer is 28. I know Pfeiffer came through your contender series.
Pfeiffer will go through.
I actually agree with you on this, guys. As you see, as Vuga has predicted, his co-main and Kevin Gastelum's prediction. Give your thoughts on who you think is going to win too. Have you heard of this guy Patchy Mix? That seems to be the rave of the moment now. That is fighting.
Incoming. Yes. There's no name you mentioned. I don't know. I know that is going to fight Batista.
Batista, the one that fought Jose Aldo and just held him up against the cage.
Yes.
And everyone is pointing out at that. He was Bellator champion too, and he beats good fighter. He beat Magomed. When he knocked out Dereshus when he won the $1 million win in Bellator. What do you think?
Batista is a boring fighter, how people do say.
Boom! Like you hit the nail right on the head. I feel I'm the only one saying that exactly. Everybody's saying decision fighter. I agree, it's a decision fighter, but there is boring in decision fighter.
Yes, and those boring decision fighters always come out on top.
Are you saying there's going to be an upset?
I'm looking. I didn't check the the odd makers or that.
Patchy is the favorite. Yes.
Pasha have been ranting on
a lot. He's been saying a lot, bro.
Submit Batista,
and even the person
and the person teaching him.
Yeah.
So when people start talking like that, when it comes to MMA, I'm not the talking type actually, but so when you start going direct, if you didn't back it up, is very going to be. I think that was too direct.
Yes.
To tell an opponent that I'm going to submit, you submit who teaches you jiu-jitsu and all your crew.
And funny enough, every fighter that has made their debut from another promotion has not been. They've not performed. They've always had their losses.
Just like our AKO guy that fought his debut. I was watching it live streaming.
Yeah.
What's that his name? He was a favorite. Musasa. I think. Yeah, Musasa.
Full spirit, yo!
Musasa.
He's not a fighting person. He's because of all this setup and everything. He started getting the knowledge in fight and love for it.
It's just like that, my guy. Because of me, he started coming into fighting, trying to push some of his business into combat.
Oh wow!
It happens, like now. I think MMA is one of the biggest sports growing now, because I think it's already beat boxing.
Yeah,
I think it beat boxing already. So people are now like channeling businesses into MMA, because I think they're feeling like it's the big thing, not the next big thing. I think it's the big thing. I think if you tell someone that they have a boxing fight and they have an MMA fight, I think the person would like to watch MMA fight first and let the boxing wait. We've been watching boxing since 18.
Yes, sir.
Since 1800.
And they don't just match the best fighters together until they become late in their career.
Yes.
See Floyd and Pacquiao when we got to see it. And but the MMA, especially with the promotion
being in charge of everything, they will force you to fight. You have to fight. You have to fight the best.
I'm talking about fighting. A fighter that fights almost every 2 months. Kevin Nolan is fighting Vicente Luque.
Again, I think they fought before.
No, they haven't. Kevin has fought this year already.
I know. Kevin used to fight a lot. I know, and he lose a lot too.
I think he's someone that doesn't even care about his record.
I don't think he does. He
just want to make paper and just fight.
Make money and fight.
Yeah. So how do you see this fight playing out?
Kevin is not a bad fighter.
No.
Smiling assassin is dangerous. You see how he knocked out Gambo?
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 fight for me.
You won't be making any picks?
I think
people are watching and collecting your advice. There are guys that are holding their phone now, who've been on betting platform like Vuga say something.
Craft-wise, I will choose Vicente Luque because how careless Holland is.
Yeah.
Holland is very careless when fighting.
Who is better on the ground, you think?
I think this guy has 8 submissions.
Yes. Holland has a black belt in VGJ too.
I don't count all those belts because sometimes it's not easy.
It's just like Islam. Islam will say, who gave it to you? Islam will say, who gave him the belt?
So I think they gave Pereira a black belt.
Brown belt. Yeah.
So the belt is not what I'm looking at when I'm judging.
Yeah.
Like me, in jiu-jitsu, I don't have any belt, but I know I can defend myself.
Hold your own, yeah.
I can defend myself. I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not a wrestling guy. But if that's what you want to do,
let's do it.
I will survive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sure of. I will survive.
And so it's such fun time. We are so happy to have you here. And guys, the good thing about this episode is like we are going to still be having that talk again with Vuga on Sunday. He's going to be with us and his crew. They're going to be having the watch party with us where we sit down and watch 316, record our reactions and just talk about fights. And then you will be here for the review where we can ask more questions. So guys, I feel if you have any question or anything that you want to ask him for this particular episode, put it in your comment section. Put it in the comment section. When we come for the review, also we'll be pointing it out to him and be asking him the questions. And Vuga, I can only thank you so much for coming. And we'll be also talking about AKO, the upcoming AKO coming up, AKO 9
this
next week.
AKO 9 is very, very, very important to me because my boy is turning to a man.
He's fighting in AKO. What's his name?
Fabian, the guy that works out with me every time. He has a bright future on his side. Do you know how old that guy is?
No.
He just turned 18 January.
Are you serious?
That's why he's not fought on AKO since, because of his age. I think Ryan was like...
Okay, he has to be 18 plus.
Need to be 18 plus before. So then I was even telling
them... But Chiwiwi is fought like 16
I was telling them then that, no, 17, not 16.
17, yeah.
I was telling them someone is fighting in UFC and he's 17. They were like, no, they need him to. And then I think he did not have any pro fight then, but now he has 2 wins. He had 2 knockouts in one night in Nakalaka, last Nakalaka.
Wow.
I think not 2 knockouts, 1 submission, 1 knockout. Submission 28 seconds, knockout 1 minute and 30 seconds or something, all in first round. So
I'll be looking out for him. We hope he turns out good, and maybe after his fight too, he could come here and just let us know him. Let's know about him. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. You want to say something to your fans?
Actually happy being here. To my fans, I think I'm supposed to be fighting this June. I always want to get into the cage. I just need your prayers to get well soon and give you people the best I can, which is fight. I'm fighting for fun, and that's what I always want to do. So I just want to get him back there anytime soon and give you people more entertaining fights. So that's it. I appreciate each and every one of you rooting for me. My Lord will bless you all.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see you fight. And guys, thank you. Whenever you watch, kindly subscribe. And for this episode, it's a wrap, yo.
Welcome to the Casual Experience.